Good Sunday morning, y'all. Uh, Today's rant is I'm not even gonna call it BC's Sunday rant. Uh, what I want to do, and I've been wanting to actually do this for a while, is talk about the things that made life easier for my wife and I as team drivers over the years. And some of it may be considered just a bit too personal, so who knows? This may not be a breakfast video for you. My wife and I drove team for how many miles did we put on as a team? Over 3 million, right?
Oh gosh,
Way over 3 million. We put 3 million on with one company. I'm just going to say 4 million. It's probably more than that. I mean, we were with one company for 12 years and we put 3 million on just with that company. So I'm going to say at least 4 million miles. And we had one truck, we put over 1 million miles on one truck. Anyway, over the years, when we first began driving as a team, we had a we had to really figure out things that made life easier and more productive for us. The first thing that we figured out was the mattress. Now, it's really, really hard to sleep in a truck when it's bouncing down the road. And one of the reasons is you bounce and it wakes you up. You hit a bump and it wakes you up. So, over the course of a couple of years and through trial and error, we finally figured out the only mattress that would allow you to get good sleep was a foam mattress. The mattresses that come in the trucks have springs in them. So when the truck hits a bump, the springs throw you up off the mattress. And if you're a large fella like me, you hit the springs and it throws you up again, and you hit them, it throws you up again. So if you hit a bump, you bounce 3 or 4 times before you finally settle back down on the mattress. And a foam mattress, you hit a bump, it doesn't throw you up off the mattress. It just jostles you a little bit, and not enough to wake you up. So getting rid of that spring mattress and putting a foam mattress in there made all the difference. If you're a team, if you did nothing else but put a good foam mattress in your truck, that would go a long way in helping you get good sleep. The second thing is darkness. When it's your turn to sleep back there and it's daylight, you got to have it as dark as you can possibly make it, and cool. You got to have it really cool back there so you can bundle up in the covers and just be really comfortable. And then there's the second thing. Your goal, when you're a team, your goal is to put as many miles on as you possibly can. Miles is money, and you're not out there because it's fun. You're out there to make a good living. And the more miles you put on, the faster you get from point A to point B, the more money you make. And the quicker you get your next load, and the quicker you're back on the road again making money. So you have to figure out things that shave time off or stop the useless waste of time. And one of them, okay, here's where it gets personal. Everybody pees. And when you're in a truck, you drink a lot of fluids. You drink a lot of fluids because you've always got the air conditioner on or the heat on, because you can't roll your windows down because you'd never be able to sleep with all that noise. So consequently, you're fighting dehydration because of all the conditioned air that's blowing around you. So you're constantly drinking. And you know what happens when you constantly drink? You constantly gotta pee. And if you pull over every time you or your team driver has to pee, you are going to be losing hours every day. Because you don't just pull over, find a bathroom, and then get back up in the truck. You lose a good half hour every time you pull over. Even if you just pull over on an off ramp or the side of the road, and we used to call it cooling the tire. If you're a single driver and you've done it a while, you know what cooling the tire means. And you have no choice when you're a single driver but to pull over. But if you're a team driver and you have another means of, not stopping, which would be a portable toilet or something that you can pee in and empty when it's convenient and not time consuming. Like you can't avoid stopping for fuel, but you can't hold your pee till you stop for fuel. I mean, most trucks hold at least a couple of 100 gallons. All the trucks I ever owned held 300 gallons, so that's a long way between fill-ups. And you can't hold it that long. So if you have to stop 2 or 3 times a day to pee, and your partner has to pee 2 or 3 times a day, that's an awful lot of stopping you can avoid if you have a portable toilet. And you can, they make these little cassette portable toilets that you can you don't have to take the whole thing into a restroom. You just remove this little container, dump it in the toilet. You don't get nothing on you, or some other means, Tupperware, whatever. There's a million. You can think of a million ways to not stop and pee, and be, sanitary about it. And another thing is sweat. When we sit for long periods of time, we all sweat, and we all sweat in the same areas. Okay? Baby wipes are your friend. The cleaner you can keep yourself in your sitting areas, the more comfortable you're going to be. So baby wipes are your friend. And comfort directly equates to more miles. And, being clean down yonder and comfortable and dry helps you stay in the seat longer. And don't forget, you're in a very small, confined area, and you got to really put the effort into not smell like a hog. Plus, there's 2 of you. Can you think of anything? Am I forgetting anything? No? Well, let's see. I may stop this just for a second and think a little more. Yeah, I'm going to. Be right back. Okay, here's the last thing I'll talk about. Honestly, can't think of anything really huge that makes a big difference in comfort and miles and safety, except for this. When you're driving and your partner, whether it's your wife or just a team driver, that you've been put with, it is in your vested interest to drive as quietly as possible. We didn't have a CB. CB is pretty much useless in an 18-wheeler, useless. You are dispatched over satellite. You have every station known to man available to you through XM Sirius. You have Bluetooth that you can send, your own music to your vehicle. I mean, there's just absolutely no need for a CB. It's not even entertaining anymore. I guess it's entertaining if you're like a psych major and you want to see how people who are clearly insane function in a, in a job, because the CB will leave you with the impression that people are just plain nuts. Anyway, we didn't have a CB for the last 12 or 13 years of trucking. We didn't even bother having one in the truck. It was not needed. And you can't have it in the truck. It's so noisy it'll wake you up. It's the static. It's the idiots with noise toys and Roger beeps and echo boxes and 1,000-watt linears so they can talk to the truck behind them, and complete waste of electronics and a space on your dash that could be better used for coffee cups or something. So when you're driving, every effort you put into keeping quiet and not hitting the little rumble strips that are on the edge of the road, and changing lanes as infrequently as possible, and when you do, move over to another lane slowly, no jerky movements. If somebody's snotty kid wants you to honk your horn, you better not, because it will sure wake your partner up. And you don't want to be woke up with an air horn under your ear, and nobody else does. So People still do that, pass a truck and do the little arm movement for honk your air horns. And, I always just waved and smiled. Maybe they understood, maybe they didn't, that, I had a passenger, I had a sleeping team member that, I didn't want to wake up. And some people actually got mad and flipped me the bird that I didn't honk my horn for their kid. So, there's that. I guess I should have wrote something down, because that's it. That's all I can think of right now. A foam mattress, personal hygiene. You really got to work hard at it to be clean and comfortable and not smell like a hog. Oh, a means of relieving yourself without pulling over to stop, because trust me, if you're a team driver and you pull over to stop every time one of you has to relieve yourself, now don't get me wrong, if you have to do, I'm just talking about pee. If you got to do the other, you got to find a bathroom, because you don't want to do that in your truck, no matter what kind of a portable toilet you got. And who's going to empty it? Not me. I couldn't even do it in my camper. I told my wife, when the black tank gets full, we're going to sell it and buy a new camper, because I ain't emptying it. So have a good Sunday, y'all.